a short preface about why I think this is a valuable topic, why it matters, and why I feel that I have something to offer. I don't claim to be an end-all be-all of the voice of Krishna. I don't claim to be a 100% perfect channel with zero ego filter, but I have connected deep with these energies for a long time. Growing up, the monotheistic religious stuff was one wrathful deity that was abstract. As a teenager, concepts of deity were praying to a goddess or a god that one felt resonance with. That was an anthropomorphization of qualities. Later, as I felt what was a genuine contact connection with that aspect of myself, my subconscious, the divine being as consciousness that I could perceive. Hey, thanks for the love. I realized there was more substance to the idea of God or a god or goddess, but that was still very vague. So over the next several years, with deep spiritual study and immersion, hundreds of books and podcasts, many teachers and formal schools, and 4 to 6 private sessions a week, and a lot of my own healing journey discovery work, I did a lot of intellectual deep diving and a lot of scientific deep diving. And there are a lot of authors like Dean Radin and Gary Schwartz and Larry Dossey and Isaac Bonewitz who explore consciousness outside of a human form. A lot of shamanic books do. Hey, thank you for the love, sending it back. And if you're curious about the science of this, how can consciousness exist beyond human form or between human lives, I encourage you to investigate that. I have enough to convince a skeptical, scientific, professional mind. But if you would like to do that, that's a separate type of workshop. This is just the raw, real deal. So just another minute or two before we get into it. Like the Thoth channeling from last week and future ones, I don't claim to be the authoritative voice of Krishna. Whatever of Krishna comes through, however you perceive Krishna, the value of the words in their content, how they affect you, the sense they make, should stand on its own. The vibration of Krishna, the being, the consciousness that can come into my body, my vessel, and the degree to which my ego mind is away will affect the quality of the transmission. And unless you hear 15 people channel Krishna or compare what's said to a text, it might be hard to see what's good or bad channeling in the world. So I care to have a transparency about this concept of ego filter, and it's feeling like 85%, but it could go down much more quickly in a second. So shifting into the channeling in just a moment, I just want to thank you for your time and your presence. If you have any questions, please send them as a DM during the channeling. And I have no idea how long it's going to last, but it'll probably go about an hour 15 minutes to keep with our 90-minute formats of these weekly and soon to be 2 weekly channelings. So just about 30 seconds of transition, and then it will begin. Hello, I am Krishna. For those of you saying, where's the blue skin? Where's the blending of gender? Where's the halo, the monkey tail? Embodiment of a divine being is not becoming the exact replica of that being. If this is an era where the gods walk, and it is, why must we look like our mythology? Spirit is in a person, inspiration, and allowing spirit to come through, an aspect of spirit, a great spirit, like gods and goddesses. This allowing of an energy flow of a channel is simply what you do every day, consciously and unconsciously, with your prana and with other thought streams into aspects of reality. For you to experience Krishna is for you to experience vibration, one person's form, one person's voice, one person's claims, one person's truths may be different from another. So if this is speaking to you to live in your authentic divinity, then please stay tuned. An aspect of divinity showing up is an aspect of consciousness in you. In unity and non-duality and enlightenment, all things are one. The all is in all. Therefore, there is no good or bad or Krishna or Lakshmi. As David would say, that is ninth dimensional and one-dimensional. There is no differentiation. Even language ceases to perform, for language denotes other. And of these 9 dimensions he has offered, the 7th of the divine plane, the first coalescing of probabilities and multiple possibilities into form. Not fixed form like a rock. They are beautiful, aren't they? But more of a form spread throughout what you would call the multiverse. Through all timelines, all places, all possibilities. The representation of anthropomorphization of man as highlighted in pristine qualities and significant proportions. If there is one deity of love, and there is not, then all of love, fierce and gentle, would be in that deity. The purpose of separating the all and one God, which is compatible with the monotheistic traditions, is compatible with the Hermetic view, is compatible with these maps you have had presented. The paradox resolved is in unity, all is in all, there is one. And in 7D, 2 steps below, there are several. You could say there are many. If there are 32 gods and goddesses of love, any one will have a much more significant impact on creation than a single human who is a lover and teacher and speaker of love for 80 some years. So considering the vastness of deity, the epicness transcending lifetimes, eras, galaxies, and yes, multiple universes, that is a concept which must be shrunk to experience human to human. How can you perceive every word and language throughout time, culture, and planet? It is not in your capacity. So the transmissions of this channel, the transmissions of the texts in their current translation, interpretation, and location are but this of what a message I have to offer you is. So whether you perceive David or Krishna Das or the Bhagavad Gita as anywhere from 0 to 100% accurate, legitimate from the source of Krishna or all transmission, they may be pieces of a puzzle. So consider the value this piece may play, but more importantly, see the puzzle in yourself. You who look for teachers and leaders and guides, you who look for healers and gods and goddesses, who look for saviors, yet sometimes feel you are the savior, sometimes feel a massive sense of obligation, perhaps see the 144,000 lightworker number and say, oh, the collective Messiah, the Maitreya, is awakening. We all have a job to do. My friend, you are the source. And so what you believe and know as reality is.